Hello, it is Jack Gill, and welcome to Redmen Academy. I am joined by James, as always, and we are Premier League champions. It's our first YouTube video as Premier League champions. James, what a feeling!
Absolutely brilliant. I'm obviously not at Liverpool at the moment, and it's just I feel like I'm missing out so much. How much I'd love to be there right now celebrating. It's the best feeling in the world. I keep like smirking to myself, like thinking, is it actually real? Has it actually happened after 30 years? But it is real, and we are champions.
I did the news with Ross yesterday, and we both just couldn't stop smiling. It's one of them feelings, and like you said, then it's a moment where we'd all like to be in Liverpool, but we need to remember everything going on in the world right now. And you know, I woke up the morning after, and it was obviously happiness overwhelming me, but there was almost a small little what now? Do you know what I mean? Because with the Champions League, it was a parade the day after, and it was then in the office on the Monday. But with this, we're going to have to be patient and we're going to have to wait. But all that does is it makes it a longer party, because every game from now till the end of the season, every day from now till the end of the season, until we get this champion status took off us, which I hope won't be for a while. You know, and we're going to be partying until that happens. But James, let's just start. Where in the world did you watch the game, the City Chelsea game?
So I watched it here in Llandudno in sunny North Wales. So I'm a little bit removed from all the fun. Not quite the same as watching it back in Liverpool, but yeah, still a good place to celebrate being champions.
Yeah, I watched it with my dad, and it was one of them moments where Dad, a lifelong Liverpool supporter as well, and you know he's grown up with Liverpool winning title after title after title. Born in '72, he's part of that generation that saw that amazing, incredible, successful Liverpool side. He's told me about it. Obviously, our last title came on the year of his 18th birthday. Before this one, and now we've won it on the year of my 21st birthday. And you know, we were saying we were looking before. I think we lift the title against Chelsea, which is the 19th of July, and our birthdays are a week later. James, it's an incredible year, isn't it?
Yeah, this year's taken a turn for the best. I think, you know, after we've all had a tricky few months, haven't we? And this feels like it's just taken a massive weight off all our shoulders, and things seem to be looking up a little bit, even if, you know, might not be much in the grand scheme of things. We finally got what we wanted, and I think it's going to help a lot of people.
That's the thing, isn't it? It comes off the back of what has been an incredibly difficult few months for everyone in the world, and you know, to have this over the line now and something to celebrate is a massive moment for everyone. And you know, it's something that we expected to happen, but for it to happen at this moment makes it even more special. You know, I spoke before about actually the way we win it isn't the way that any Liverpool fan would have wanted to win it. But it makes it more special that after the torrid few months we've been through, we are now Premier League champions. And however we've won it, as you said, it was the first time in 30 years, the first time in both our lifetimes. And let's hope for many, many more. I want to talk about last night, though, James, because there's a small minority of idiots that obviously took celebrations too far. You know, it's something that needs addressing, because Klopp has constantly said that we'll wait for the parade when it's safe to do so. We'll wait for the parade, but we need to make sure we do it safely. Mm-hmm. I criticised the whole neutral venue thing, saying actually you've got to trust us. You can't just assume that we'd go and make idiots of ourselves after winning the Premier League. But there has been a small minority that have done that, and I didn't necessarily. Well, it didn't look good, the celebrations outside Anfield on the night of winning it, but that's understandable. You know, we've won our first league in 30 years. We've won our first league in 30 years. We're going to go out and celebrate. It's a knee-jerk reaction. There was a lot of people in masks. That was the case. But, you know, things yesterday with a small number of dickheads with fireworks into the Liver building and stuff like that, I think is ridiculous. And from me, as someone who's a Liverpool supporter from outside the city of Liverpool, I don't just love the football club. I love everything about the city, the people, the community, everything that Scousers believe in. Mm-hmm. And for me, the behaviour of a small few last night went against everything I love about the city, the club, the people, everything.
Yeah, I mean, I could see obviously on my Snapchat on Instagram, a few people from round Liverpool starting to get to Pier Head at sort of like midday, 1 o'clock, and it was looking like it was getting busy. And it seemed okay. People were sat down in groups at the start, just having a good time. And I think as the day went on, as more drinking went on, then things started to get out of hand. And then obviously we saw what happened with the fireworks and the incident that took place in the streets as well, where that shouldn't ever be happening. No one should be, getting hit, getting stabbed, going out to celebrate winning the league title, because it's just ridiculous. And it didn't need to get to that stage. It was fine in the day, okay, they probably shouldn't have been out in big groups like that, but you can understand people want to meet up with friends. You can understand why that happened, but you can't really understand why it got taken to, to the extent that it did.
That's also what I was trying to allude to there, James, in the fact that everything about Liverpool and the city and the supporters and the club, we hate things like what England fans do when they go to big competitions, and it's not a thing that we as Liverpool supporters want to be associated with, and for this to happen is a big kick in the teeth. It's like the gatherings thing. I've constantly said about gatherings and how they've not been good, and how bad the protest can be, and then we're going to do it. But you can completely understand when Liverpool supporters are watching, government ministers breaking the law, the rules, seeing 500,000 people on Bournemouth Beach on the same day that we won the title. You're going to want to go out on the street and you're going to want to celebrate. You're not going to want to be denied of that. But as I say, the negative is the idiots firing the fireworks, and as well, unfortunately, according to reports, one person was stabbed as well, and that's shocking and something that we don't want to see happening. So yeah, but I don't want to talk about this too much, because it's a negative that doesn't need focusing on, because as I said, it's a very, very small minority. But we're the champions, and this is a great video, James, because we've got lots to celebrate. Let's explain. We both expected Man City to drop points that game, didn't we? We were texting during the day. We planned the video during that day, and we were like, actually, hold fire, because I woke up that morning, James, I know you did too, just feeling that was going to be the night.
I felt like something was going to happen, and even I wouldn't watch the game for that reason. If I thought that City were going to win, I'd have watched it, no problem. Thought it would have been a good match. But something in me was like, I'll watch something else. I'll turn it on for the last 10 minutes or so if there's a little bit of hope. But other than that, I'm not going to bother, because I can't be dealing with the nerves. And we obviously saw what happened there, and I watched the end of it, and it felt surreal. And I still couldn't quite. I kept checking my phone to see if it actually all added up, because I didn't want to get ahead of myself, even though I think we all knew what had actually taken place.
Yeah, that was it for me. I was the opposite though, James. Going into the game, I wasn't nervous at all, because I think Steve Hoare put a tweet out that was perfect in the fact that it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And I had that feeling during the day. We'd got the champagne ready, and I said to my dad all day, I can just feel it. And my dad was like you, where he was like, nah, even if it does happen, I can't sit through watching City. I can't do it. Like, I don't think it's going to be tonight. It's going to come down to when we play them, which is understandable. I sat there, I watched it, and from the whole start, I think City defensively were all over the place. They came out the second half with a point to prove, and tried their best. Got a goal, obviously a stunner from Kevin De Bruyne. And then they got close through Sterling hitting the post, that fine margins thing. But they looked awful at the back. Benjamin Mendy is laughable. I said this to Ross yesterday. I said, I think for us to put in a Champions-like performance the day before against Crystal Palace, and then to see that the day after, things like that, City's defence and the way they played yesterday is exactly why they aren't anywhere near us this season. We saw against Palace, we're the full package. We looked sensational going forward, sensational at the back. Joe Gomez was outstanding. And then you watch City, and though in small doses, they looked fabulous on the ball and going forward. Defensively, they were let down once again. And it's not something I want to focus on too much, because it's not something I don't really care. We've been crowned as Premier League champions, and that's all that matters.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, obviously, we know how good we are. We won it on our own merits, and it was just a matter of City not being great, that we win it even sooner. It was going to happen because we are that good. It's hard to put into words how it's come about, because up until last week, I was pretty chill. I was like, oh, it's going to be coming soon. I didn't expect to be Premier League champions already. I thought it'd be, a week down the line or even a couple of weeks further down. But, here we are sat now with all this content on Twitter, content on YouTube, just trying to soak it all in, bide us over until it's time to go to the parade.
Yeah, and you know what? The government haven't really been right too many times over the last few months. But one thing they did get right is about spirits being raised with football coming, because well, you viewers have probably seen the complete difference between the videos during lockdown and the look on mine and James's faces to right now, and the happiness and ecstasy that all us Liverpool supporters are feeling. Can't say too much about other supporters of other clubs, but anyway, I don't care about them.
Couldn't care less, to be honest.
The question, though, James, really is what next in terms of the rest of the season and the games that we have left. We obviously have a lot of records still to be broken, and this Liverpool side wants to put themselves in the record books even more. We want to show that we are the best side in the Premier League we've ever seen. There's a chance of breaking City's 100-point record. But it will also be nice to see a couple of the youngsters get a run around. Harvey Elliott is 3 games off getting a Premier League medal, of course, and therefore becoming the youngest ever Premier League winner. And Neco Williams, we saw the other night when he came on against Crystal Palace. He produced a fantastic performance on his Premier League debut.
Yeah, I mean, we've known how good he is, all season now. We've been saying for quite a while that we think he's going to go straight to the top. And he's shown the other day that he has got the quality to do it regardless of the level. And it's good to see other people now finally starting to sort of open their eyes to, how good, our youngsters are and how capable they are of coming into the team, doing a job, and not having that drop off in quality that we've had for years when we've called upon the young players.
Thing is with Neco Williams, James, he improves every game. And we said this at the start of the season. Bearing in mind we do quite a lot of the academy stuff. He was a name we didn't really know, and he shot through. And we know we've got a hero in Trent himself, and how he's been brought through the academy. And Neco Williams has got his chance, and every time he's got a chance this season, he's made the most of it, and he's looked an exciting player going forwards for this football club. And there was always talk of Trent moving to central midfield, but it's been accelerated by the progression of Neco Williams, and it's as simple as that. You've got the best right back in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who you can see where he can be moved to central midfield. But I think Neco Williams is actually saying, I can fill that void at right back if you do want to try Trent there in central midfield, which, it's not something I necessarily want. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep him at right back. He's the best right back in the world. Why would you want to change his position? But he gives us options. And like we've said so many times before, Neco Williams is a right back that could probably get into a lot of Premier League starting sides. We saw Tariq Lamptey starting for Brighton the other day, who I think is a brilliant talent within himself. But Neco Williams is better than him, and I just feel like he could be a player that right now starts for more than half of Premier League sides.
I mean, he offers something different to Trent as well. Obviously, you can see that he obviously used to play as a right winger when he was younger, and that's evident when he plays. Whereas Trent will look to play that early cross into the box or pull it back and drift centrally, because he was originally a midfielder. With Neco, he'll get to the touchline, cut inside, then cut back out and look to take the ball as far as he can and then cross it. And I think when you're playing against certain teams that are happy to sit back, it's good to have someone who's willing to stretch them, pull them out wide, pull them into those tight spaces and open them up a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think he's an excellent player, and it's just a shame for him that he's going against the best right back in world football. But I hope he gets his minutes, and I hope he gets the Premier League medal that he deserves. And it was exciting to see him on the pitch the other day, because he played it once again exactly how we always say see Williams, and that's with the fight and the spirit, and that's what you need to be a Liverpool player and be a successful Liverpool player. And I think we've got a lot to come from Neco Williams, and it's going to be interesting to see, as we've said so many times, about that Euro 2021 spot for Wales and whether he gets in that squad. Let us know what you think in the comments about Neco Williams and what you think going forwards. Maybe you can see Neco Williams being tried out as a central midfielder as well. I think that would be interesting, as you can say, you said before, James. You can see the attacking intent in him as well from his right winger days. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. We've spoke about a possible loan deal as well. We see him get more football, and as I said before, he'd fit into most Premier League clubs. So there you have it. Another youngster to talk about, James, is Ryan Brewster, who was obviously sent out on loan to Swansea. I've said before that before the break, he didn't impress too much because he didn't have too long at Swansea before football was halted. But then we come back, he has his first game and he scores 2 goals. He is going to be the man that if Swansea get a playoff place, it's going to be massively down to him, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I still maintain that he should go out next season, get a full season somewhere where he can get a good run in the team, because we've seen, obviously, what he can do in flashes at Swansea. But he hasn't had that time to adjust to their style of play, and he's still playing his game. And it'll be good to see how he does when he's given an actual role in a team and he's told, this is how we're going to play. Here's how you're going to be central to that. And here's what we expect of you, because under 23 football, he's not fitting the mould there, and he's too much of an individual to be pushed into a role which doesn't suit him. He needs to be playing somewhere week in, week out, where his strengths are going to be utilised. And I think he's going to be a top player, but he needs time to develop his game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a loan next season, a full loan out where he's getting football every week at first team level, he's exactly what he needs. Even if, because as I've said before, I don't see him making it at Liverpool purely because of the system. I don't see him transitioning into the striker or the 9 that we like and that Jurgen Klopp likes. Yeah. So it may be even that we cash in on him and insert a buyback, which wouldn't surprise me as well. But I do feel like a loan is the best option. So I hope that's the case. But it's brilliant to see him doing well at Swansea and getting these goals now. And from the goals, I hope you've seen them, James. They're both typical Brewster goals. Yeah. They're both, where he's in the right place for the first one, pretty easy finish, but they're in the right place. And the second one, just a whole move where he almost starts the attack and he's there bursting through and making sure he's on the end of it and finishing it in the back of the net. He's an excellent player, and I think Swansea are looking towards him to say, come on, get us that place and get us back in the Premier League. And that would be interesting, actually, if Swansea end up getting into the Premier League again, and if we see Brewster playing for them in the Premier League next season. Let us know in the comments again what you think about Ryan Brewster. Where's best for him next season? Do you want him in this squad fighting for more minutes in this Liverpool team? Let us know. I think that'll be it for today, James. Liverpool are Premier League champions. I've suddenly just I can't stop smiling, James. It's one of the things where we're talking about other things, but I just want to keep repeating that Liverpool are Premier League champions. Wow. Massive party from now until the end of the season. Well, for forever. Party forever. So cheers, James, for joining me. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we shall see you again soon. Ta-ra.